Northern Virginia has become one of the top tech hubs in all of the United States. We used to think San Francisco or Silicon Valley, maybe even Boston, depending on where you're from. But now we have to throw Northern Virginia into the mix as well. But is living here really all it's cracked up to be? Is it worth it? Let's talk through some of the pros and the cons and see if it fits your lifestyle. Hey everyone, this is Paul Kim, your favorite Northern Virginia realtor, and today I am here to help you navigate the ins and outs of buying, selling, and investing in this region's booming tech scene. So let's dive right in. So what exactly is Nova's tech hub? There's a lot of tech growth here, particularly driven by Amazon HQ2, Raytheon, Booz Allen, as well as a lot of other smaller startups. Where is it happening? Well, you have areas like Arlington, the National Landing area, Reston, Herndon, and even further west as well, and some even in Tyson's Corner. And because of all this growth, what you're going to find is a fast-paced, growth-driven, kind of a mixed urban-suburban lifestyle that you don't really see in other areas of the world. With that being said, that's why there's a lot of people that are moving here, with job relocations, and ultimately because they enjoy the lifestyle. So let's go straight into some of the pros of the actual tech hub lifestyle here in Northern Virginia. Pro number one simply is the career opportunities. Because of all the tech growth here in this area, you're going to find a lot of job opportunities where your career can grow. And there's enough competition where if one of the jobs that you get might not suit your taste, you may even be able to shop around at a competitor to get a better job. Because we're also near DC, you're also going to find that a lot of these companies have federal contracts. Now, I know a lot has been going on in the government as of late when it comes to federal contracts and losing them, gaining them. But the reality is the government is always going to need somebody to carry out some of their work. And a lot of times it's these federal contractors that are the ones that are doing the work that the government can't do. And that's where your job will be. And last but not least, regarding some of these career opportunities, a lot of the jobs here, because they're tech related, are often going to be a hybrid of in-person as well as remote work. So if that fits what you're looking for in terms of lifestyle, that also might be a pro for you. Pro number two of living here in this Nova Tech Hub is the flexibility of living in a suburban or more of an urban environment. If you're more into the city energy of having things to do and some of the nightlife, you're going to want to be in places like Arlington, down this way just outside of Washington, D.C. Or you can live right here in the Tysons area where there's plenty of things to do as well, although it's not quite the same as Arlington. There's some pockets in Falls Church and Falls Church City where there's things to do, as well as Maryfield near Mosaic as well. If you're more into the quiet suburban lifestyle, I mean, there's plenty of suggestions that I can give you, but Vienna's a great place. McLean is also a great place. Really, if you look at this Google map here, anywhere you see green is pretty suburban. And it's also not going to be so rural that there's no access to grocery stores and good restaurants and things to do. So don't worry about that. And you can also even go as far west into Loudoun County, where you're going to be in Ashburn, a little bit of Herndon and Sterling. This area right by the Dulles International Airport is going to be a nice, quieter lifestyle. Again, in Loudoun and Ashburn, there's different places where it's quiet and less quiet also, but pretty much wherever you go, you're going to have that flexibility, which is the whole point of pro number two. Depending on what suits you and your needs, you're going to be able to find a neighborhood or a city that really just fits your lifestyle. Point number three is that there is strong real estate value here in this area. One of the things that you'll see is that the asset appreciation in terms of property values here has been steadily increasing since basically forever, and will probably be that way forever as well. Now, obviously, like any market conditions, it's going to go up and down, up and down, up and down, but overall go up. But here in the DC metro area, because of things like the government, and like I said before, and the whole point of this video is the tech hub with all the tech people coming in, the real estate property value is going to appreciate more and more and more. There's just going to be high demand unless the capital of the country moves to somewhere else that's not DC, which I don't see that happening anytime soon. So if you are thinking about potentially buying a home here, it could be a good long-term potential investment. Now, whether or not you want your home to be an investment, that's up to you. And if you're an investor, well, The homes here are a little bit on the pricier side for investments, but you can be assured that the investment value is going to carry on for quite a bit. And pro number 4 is that you have access to DC as well as 2 airports in case you ever want or need to leave the area. Depending on your job, you may need to travel quite a bit. And if that's the case, you have International Dulles Airport to the west, or you have Reagan National Airport to the southeast-ish in Arlington, just across from DC. And if you go into DC, you're going to have all kinds of buses and trains and Amtrak that's going to take you where you need to go. So what are the cons of living in this area then, if the tech hub lifestyle is so amazing? Con number 1 is cost of living. A lot of people want to move here, and they do. They want to live here. There is a lot of demand to live here in the Northern Virginia region. And when there is a lot of demand, that means the prices are going to go up. That includes home prices. Whether you're buying or renting, rent will continue to increase as well. And that also means property taxes and taxes in general are higher than a lot of places around the country. Con number 2, depending on where you live, you're going to find a lot of traffic. Because there's a lot of demand to live here in this region, there is a lot of people, the population is high, and a lot of times you have to get to the same place at the same time, like work. And so it makes sense then that going into DC or wherever a lot of employers are means that there's going to be a lot of traffic. The metro has expanded. The 66 Express has been added over the last years as well to make the congestion a little bit more livable, let's say. Because there's a lot of people, there's still going to be traffic at times. It's inevitable. Con number 3. One of the good things about being here is that there is rapid development of everything. But the problem with that is if it's developing, that means there's a lot of construction and noise. Again, not everywhere, but depending on where you go, there's going to be constant developing of new buildings, of new areas and shopping centers, renovations, etc., things being done, which is a good sign of things to come. But in the meantime, it might be a little bit loud, and because of different road closures and restrictions during the construction process, it may cause a little bit more traffic. Con number 4 is that there is a pressure to keep up. This may not affect everyone, because if you're someone that doesn't care about everybody else, then good for you. It's not going to affect you as much, but there is a little bit of a pressure and a stigma of you wanting to be better than the people around you in a healthy, competitive way. Or if somebody has something else, you want to get to that level as well. It's kind of an unspoken thing, but I think where there is a certain level of driven people that live in an area, honestly, it's kind of inevitable that you're going to be competing with each other, and that sort of pressure, whether you put it upon yourself or somebody else puts it upon you, it's just going to be there. And con number 5, specifically related to real estate, is that there kind of is a limited inventory of starter home inventory. And by starter home, you usually think it's going to be a little bit cheaper. Depending on where you live, it could be anywhere between $500,000 to even $1 million as a starter home, which is potentially kind of ridiculous. But because of the high price point of everything, the lower starter home inventory is going to be even less. And if you are in that market, trying to buy is going to be competitive. And so if you are in that market, be sure to reach out to me and I can help you navigate some of those nuances as best as possible. But be aware that that is one of the cons. It's limited, but it's also highly competitive. Regarding Nova's Tech Hub lifestyle, we kind of covered a broad range of the lifestyle, but also a broad range of Nova in general. You're going to find that depending on who you are, you're going to see that not one city is meant for everyone. Obviously, each one is going to have its own nuances. You're going to find that there's pros and cons of each different neighborhood, even within this greater tech hub of Northern Virginia. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you out with more information. As we converse, I can help you kind of navigate whatever your desires are to get you to where you need to be. So if that sounds like you and you're planning on moving here to Northern Virginia, feel free to reach out to me. Don't hesitate to ask me any questions through text, email, phone call, whatever it is. You could even leave a comment down below in the YouTube video, and my team and I are happy to help you in the best way possible. And as usual, if you found this video to be helpful, please be sure to like it and subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with everything that's happening here in Northern Virginia. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.